Can you understand the French in these scenes?
Non mais attends, c'est comme ça que tu me remercies? Je t'ai formé moi, pendant des années. Je t'ai présenté tout Paris.
Attends, c'est pas possible, je veux plus entendre tout ça, ok?
Figure-toi que j'ai un job.
Un job?
Non, mais c'est pas la peine. C'est pas facile de plus être mon assistante, hein?
They all come from French shows that you can watch on Netflix. With some practice, you will be able to understand them better, and you won't need subtitles as much. Better yet, they are a great way to practice understanding spoken French in a fun way. I'm Géraldine, c'est parti! Here is a short clip from 10%, a French series also called Call My Agent. You might know it. The agent Andrea is mad at her assistant for quitting after so much abuse. Can you understand what they're saying in broad strokes?
Non mais attends, c'est comme ça que tu me remercies? Je t'ai formé moi, pendant des années. Je t'ai présenté tout Paris.
Attends, c'est pas possible, je veux plus entendre tout ça, ok?
Je veux juste partir.
C'est pas toi qui pars, c'est moi qui te vire. T'es viré!
Comment je vais faire moi sans assistant maintenant?
One of them is angry, the other is crying, so it makes it very difficult to understand. If you didn't get everything, that's fine. Let's see if subtitles help.
Non mais attends, c'est comme ça que tu me remercies? Je t'ai formé moi, pendant des années. Je t'ai présenté tout Paris.
Attends, c'est pas possible, je veux plus entendre tout ça, ok?
Je veux juste partir.
C'est pas toi qui pars, c'est moi qui te vire. T'es viré!
Comment je vais faire moi sans assistant maintenant?
Yes, it is very difficult to understand even if you've been learning French for decades. There is colloquial slang, some syllables disappear, and they even drop the ne. In correct normal written French, a negative sentence looks like this. A subject plus ne plus a verb plus pas for I don't, or with plus for not anymore, or with jamais for I never did something. For example, je ne pense pas, I don't think so, je ne pense pas. Or je ne nage plus, I don't swim anymore, je ne nage plus. Or je ne cours jamais, I never run. In everyday spoken French, French people tend to cut as much as they can, and usually the ne is the first one to disappear. So in real conversations, we would say je pense pas, I don't think so, je pense pas. Je nage plus, I don't swim anymore, je nage plus. And je cours jamais, I never run, je cours jamais. Can it help you understand the clip a little bit better? Let's slow it down so you can pay attention to this. And because 10% is a real TV series and not a school exercise, they add a lot of elements of everyday spoken French. For example, eating some letters. She doesn't say je veux, she says je veux, je veux. Or everyday slang, for example, she says virer for fired. Let's go again.
Non mais attends, c'est comme ça que tu me remercies? Je t'ai formé moi, pendant des années. Je t'ai présenté tout Paris.
Attends, c'est pas possible, je veux plus entendre tout ça, ok?
Je veux juste partir.
C'est pas toi qui pars, c'est moi qui te vire. T'es viré!
Comment je vais faire moi sans assistant maintenant?
Did you notice? Ce n'est pas possible, it's not possible, ce n'est pas possible becomes in fast spoken French. C'est pas possible, c'est pas possible. They also say je veux plus entendre tout ça. I don't want to hear this anymore. Instead of je ne veux plus entendre tout ça, which is actually grammatically more correct. And at last, ce n'est pas toi qui pars, it's not you the one who is leaving, becomes c'est pas toi qui pars, without the ne, c'est pas toi qui pars. The problem with dropping the ne is that when you are actually practicing your understanding of French, it's much more difficult to guess whether a sentence is positive or negative. For example, can you hear if those real everyday spoken French sentences are in the negative? Je suis là. Je suis là. This one is affirmative. It is je suis là. I am here. Je suis là. J'ai toujours aimé Paris. J'ai toujours aimé Paris. This one is affirmative. J'ai toujours aimé Paris. I've always loved Paris. C'est pas ce que je dis. C'est pas ce que je dis. This one is negative. It is c'est pas ce que je dis. Or it should be ce n'est pas ce que je dis in school French. And that means this is not what I am saying. Ce n'est pas ce que je dis. In everyday French, we would say c'est pas ce que je dis. C'est plus le bon mot de passe. C'est plus le bon mot de passe. Did you guess? This one is negative. I dropped the ne. I said c'est plus le bon mot de passe. It should be in school French. Ce n'est plus le bon mot de passe. It is not the right password anymore. And here, don't forget that the S disappears because it is not anymore. Ce n'est plus le bon mot de passe. J'en veux plus. J'en veux plus. This one is positive. J'en veux plus with the S at the end means I want more of this. And now that we practiced together, I am sure that you can understand this clip so much better, even without the subtitles. Give it a try.
Non mais attends, c'est comme ça que tu me remercies? Je t'ai formé moi, pendant des années. Je t'ai présenté tout Paris. Attends,
Non, c'est pas possible, je veux plus entendre tout ça, ok? Je veux juste partir.
c'est pas toi qui pars, c'est moi qui te vire. T'es viré!
Comment je vais faire, moi, sans assistant maintenant?
Je suis agent d'entretien. Les œuvres d'art que je nettoie.
Lupin is a brand new French series that's been streaming on Netflix since January the 8th, 2021. And I really liked it. Let's see how you can use it to improve your French. The new series Lupin dans l'ombre d'Arsène. Lupin dans l'ombre d'Arsène, which means in French, in the shadow of Arsène Lupin, both looks cool and is pretty fun. And that's quite rare. After seeing a poster for the show in the street, I decided to watch it on Netflix, and we saw it in around 3 evening, and we really had fun. I don't think it's a very deep topic, it doesn't have many nuances, but it's really enjoyable to watch. The title of the show comes from the fictional burglar Arsène Lupin. Arsène Lupin, created in 1905 by Maurice Leblanc. Maurice Leblanc. He was basically a superhero, a mix between James Bond and Catwoman. And it's not the first adaptation either. He had a movie in the 50s, another one in the early 2000s, a fantastic Japanese adaptation, and even a Filipino soap opera in 2007. But here it's different because the show takes place in modern times and it doesn't star Arsène Lupin himself. Instead, the main character is called Assane Diop. Assane Diop, and he simply takes inspiration from the famous fictional burglar. Of course, they both share a theme of being un gentleman cambrioleur, master of disguise and lover of the finest things in life. Assane is played by comedian Omar Sy, who went from small parts to big fame thanks to the 2011 movie Intouchable. You can even see him in some Hollywood blockbusters, and he keeps being very popular in France. What's interesting for you is that with the subtitles on, you can practice your oral comprehension of French with many different situations. Assane Diop, the main character, will very often change his vocabulary, his body language, his tone of voice to adapt to the character he's supposed to be. Listen.
Figure-toi que j'ai un job.
Un job?
When he's with the mother of his son, he's very casual and relaxed. He uses everyday French language and he eats some words.
Figure-toi que j'ai un job.
Un job?
When he's with local thugs,
Je décolle rien du tout, d'accord? Tu me reposes et je vous explique comment faire de l'oseille. Beaucoup d'oseille.
he imitates them by using a very precise slang and a broken grammar that you would not learn at school, and he still eats some letters.
Je décolle rien du tout, d'accord? Tu me reposes et je vous explique comment faire de l'oseille. Beaucoup d'oseille.
And when he's supposed to be a millionaire,
Laissez Thibaut. Le capitaine fait son travail, je suis à sa disposition.
he articulates very well. He uses a very formal, elegant French because he is in a position of power.
Laissez Thibaut. Le capitaine fait son travail, je suis à sa disposition.
And yes, of course, there are some shots with the usual Parisian clichés, but it still looks way more realistic for French people than an Emily in Paris, for instance. All in all, I had lots of fun watching it, and it's nice to see a French Netflix show with some budget and reflecting the diversity of the 21st century at last. So go and check it out. Ouais, je sais. Je suis là, je vais t'expliquer. You will hear French sentences like that everywhere, and okay, I know, they can be hard to understand. Luckily for you, you can practice this kind of everyday French with fun pop culture like Netflix shows. For instance,
Prenez une coupe, s'il vous plaît. Salut. Ouais, je sais, je suis là, je vais t'expliquer.
even in the first few lines of that scene, you can learn a few useful French sentences and spot mannerisms as well. And they speak very fast, so that's excellent practice. Let's start with ouais. Ouais is a very casual, everyday way to say oui for yes, oui. In the same way, je for I, je, often gets shortened in je, even before it's not before a vowel, because French people love eating the letter E. So, je vais prendre une coupe s'il vous plaît, je vais prendre une coupe s'il vous plaît, actually means je vais prendre une coupe s'il vous plaît. Je vais prendre une coupe s'il vous plaît. I will have a flute, please. And this simple sentence is also a fantastic way to learn about the near future, where we have this structure of je vais plus verb, je vais plus verb, that means I am going to do something. Here also she cuts the ending because she's probably talking about une coupe de champagne, une coupe de champagne, because she's at a fancy reception. Then salut means hi, of course, and then there's a sentence that recaps everything that we just learned. Ouais, je sais, je suis là, je vais t'expliquer. Yeah, I know I'm here, I'm going to explain, literally. Or we would say more naturally, I can explain. Here you have everything. You have ouais for we, you have suis where we eat the e, we have je vais where we eat the e as well. You have the near future with je vais t'expliquer, and all this in just a few lines of a fun show. The scene we're going to analyze today comes from the French show 10%, 10%, which can mean both 10% and 10 people serving 100 people. And it's a very fitting name for a show that's about talent agents. In English, it is called Call My Agent. 10% is the biggest French show that I actually follow, and you can watch it on Netflix. In this scene at a fancy reception, experienced agent Andrea meets her former young assistant Camille, who quit her job a few episodes ago. So it's a bit awkward, and let's see how it plays out.
Non, mais c'est pas la peine. C'est pas facile de plus être mon assistante, hein? Tine. Tine. C'est que tu m'as manqué? Ah bon? Je pensais pas.
Non, mais c'est pas la peine. Non, mais c'est pas la peine means nah, but don't bother. Non is the informal way we have to say non. C'est pas la peine is a common sentence meaning it's not worth it. So it's not worth the trouble, and you can shorten it into don't bother. The next line is c'est pas facile de plus être mon assistante, hein? C'est pas facile de plus être mon assistante, hein? It means it's not easy not being my assistant anymore, is it? Notice the useful sentence here. C'est pas facile. C'est pas facile. It's not easy in casual French. And she dropped the ne in the negative. Un is a small word we use kind of everywhere, especially when we want to show an interrogation. So it can mean is it or isn't it or what did you say? Un. Then we have tu sais que tu m'as manqué. Tu sais que tu m'as manqué. This sentence means you know that I missed you, or you know what? I missed you. Notice how in French we say tu me manques for I miss you. Yes, in French, subject and object are reversed. Ah bon, je pensais pas. Ah bon, je pensais pas. Here we have a very casual French for oh yeah, I didn't know. And this sentence is in l'imparfait, the imperfect tense. But right before that, you saw a very French tradition which is clinking their glasses while saying chin chin, chin chin. We call this trinquer, trinquer in French. Trinquer is the way we have to clink our glasses and say cheers. You can also say santé, santé for good health.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ces chaussures?
Oh là, j'avoue, c'est à ma mère.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça is a long-winded way to say what is this with more surprise. You could also say in informal French c'est quoi or c'est quoi ça, or even qu'est-ce que c'est if you want to be more formal. So qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Or qu'est-ce que c'est que ces chaussures is more like what the hell is this? What the hell are those shoes? And you can see Camille answering with a bit of shame. J'avoue literally means I admit, I confess, or you're right in casual French. The expression is especially popular with younger people like Camille. She's feeling judged as she confesses, c'est à ma mère. C'est à ma mère. These are my mom's shoes. Let's move a little bit faster now.
Camille, tu connais New York?
Ah non. Enfin si, bien sûr. Mais j'y suis jamais allée, quoi.
Tu parles anglais?
Yes.
A little. Ça te dirait de m'accompagner à New York? Venir travailler avec moi dans une grosse agence? UBA. J'ai besoin d'une assistante.
Camille is dumbfounded. She's looking for her words, so she speaks classic informal spoken French. When she says non, enfin si bien sûr, mais j'y suis jamais allée quoi. You can see her start with non, which means no. Is the hesitation in French. Then she realizes that she does know about the city with Enfin, si, bien sûr. Enfin, si, bien sûr. I mean, I do, of course. Enfin, enfin literally means in the end. Enfin. But it is most often used to say I mean. Here, si means yes, but in French we use si in order to answer oui, to negate a negation. Like, I don't know. Oh, I actually do know. That's how we use si in French. And we also use in French when we're looking for our words. It's not too elegant, but it is a habit French people have. J'y suis jamais allé. J'y suis jamais allé is I've never been there before, while the ne has been removed because we're talking everyday French here. And ending a sentence with quoi is a way to finish with like I mean. It doesn't mean anything. Non, enfin si bien sûr, mais j'y suis jamais allé quoi. Andrea is much cooler and collected, but she uses everyday spoken French that you can use in a conversation as well. For instance, ça te dirait is casual French for would you like, ça te dirait, or what would you say, as in ça te dirait de m'accompagner à New York, ça te dirait de m'accompagner à New York, for what would you say about coming to New York with me? Oh, and here notice how we use j'ai besoin for I need. J'ai besoin, as in j'ai besoin d'une assistante. J'ai besoin d'une assistante. I need an assistant. And finally, they hatch out an agreement.
Je sais pas. De quoi, quand, comment? Non mais attends, on s'en fout, ça c'est des détails. Ça te dit ou pas? Ben je sais. Ouais. C'est fou. Là d'accord? Non, pardon.
Again here, Camille is at loss for words, so she tries to answer by asking her own questions. But Andrea keeps to the point with a very direct sentence with informal grammar. Non, mais attends, on s'en fout ça, c'est des détails, ça te dit ou pas? Non, mais on s'en fout ça, c'est des détails, ça te dit ou pas? Non, mais attends literally means no, but wait. It is often used in French as a general expression to say, oh, come on, or I stop you right here. You can also use it to mean let's be frank. I'm sorry, it's vague, but because it is so general, the meaning is really going to depend on the context. However, on s'en fout clearly means we don't care. On s'en fout. It is a mildly rude way to say we don't care about that. And finally, she asks again, very clearly, ça te dit ou pas? Ça te dit ou pas? Would you like or not? Are you in or not? And she also cuts the in ça te dit because she speaks very fast. She says ça dit ou pas? Meanwhile, Camille is impressed because this is a very big opportunity. She uses ben twice, which is the French pronunciation in everyday spoken French for bien, the adverb that means well. We say ben instead of bien. And she ends up by saying d'accord, I agree. You don't say the D at the end. D'accord for I agree. Finally, Andrea leaves with a very simple on en reparle. Let's talk about this later. Here you can notice a re-verb. So here, reparler means parler again, talk about it later. On en reparle. Today you got to practice oral French comprehension. We broke down some colloquial French sentences like ouais, je sais, je suis là, je vais t'expliquer. Figure-toi que j'ai un job. And non mais attends, c'est comme ça que tu me remercies? Now you can do the same for French shows that you like. Pick a scene, break it down slowly and see how they speak. Good luck! You will find the full lessons that I've used right here in this playlist. Just click on your screen to access the next video. I will see you there. À tout de suite!